going on, everyone? So we got to cover Bitcoin here real quick because as you can see here, this is what we call a bear flag. And I've been mentioning this all along, but I do want to mention that these signals, they don't always work. Remember, the patterns are not always 100%, but this is a bear flag and I'm expecting it to dump. But if we break out here, I believe this is going to be a bull trap. So this is what we're talking about today. If we break out here, I think it's going to be a bull trap. And if we don't break out and we just end up dumping, I guess you could say it's still a bull trap because we still have went up since we were at 60K, right? We went all the way from 60K to 73K. But anyways, remember, I'm not a financial advisor, none of this financial advice, but let's talk about this because this is obviously on everybody's mind right now. And if you guys can see and notice, this is a specially made video for YouTube. But if you see in the bottom right corner of the screen, kick.com/Marcellus, that is where I've been streaming at. So if you guys been wondering where I've been streaming on there almost every day. So you want to go ahead and go to kick.com/Marcellus and follow me on there. Then you'll get the notifications for the kick streams that I've been doing. So it's a lot better to just go over there and follow because that's where I'm mostly going to be at for now on. But I'm still going to be making these videos for YouTube here and there. So I just wanted to come here and put something out for the YouTube fam out there. So shout out to y'all. But like I was saying, we are inside of an overbought area here. We have a bear flag forming up here. As you can see, the bear flags are bearish signals. But remember, not every single pattern is going to be 100%. I think ascending triangles have like a 78 or 73% win rate. And then we have like the rising wedge, like a 72% win rate. Falling wedge, like a 72% win rate on those. So these things are not 100%. And give or take, I think the bear flag is also in the 70 percentile range. So it's still, not 100%. But look, we've gotten rejected on this bear flag here consistently back to back, and we just got rejected here again. So the real question is, are we going to end up breaking out from here, and when is that going to happen? That's pretty much what people are thinking, and that's pretty much what's going through everyone's mind right now. So currently, this is a very critical range. If you look at the percent R trend exhaustion, we're on the 4-hour chart, by the way. We're in an overbought range, right? So this blue line is the long-term trend. The white line is the short-term trend. But all in all, we are in an overall overbought range, right? When we're in this territory, we're pretty much getting ready to pull back. We haven't quite hit that area all the way up here, which is why I'm saying a disclaimer. There is a possibility that it could break out at this area. And that's why you have to be very, very cautious on what you're doing, right? You need confirmation. I say this all the time. You always need confirmation before you go ahead and just make a decision, especially when you're trading. You always need that confirmation. So you don't do anything without confirmation, right? So for instance, if you are going to short, you really don't want to short until you're seeing it going below this area on the bear flag. That confirms you're short. And then you get in here if you're getting in on a short once it starts to go down. If you're trying to buy Bitcoin for the long term or let's say the short term, you're just trying to trade it. You don't have confirmation until we break out of this area on the bear flag. You don't have your confirmation until you pretty much get past 75K. That's when you have your confirmation. We haven't really done that yet. So I don't think it's smart to be buying in right now. Like, it's smart to buy in once you have that confirmation, but then even after that, you need to have your sells in place and in order. You need to know exactly when you're going to sell, because this is this could very well be a bull trap. So you definitely want to be very careful there. Now, we also have the MACD here, right? Whenever we see these higher lows on the MACD, this is called bullish divergence. Higher lows on the MACD, that's bullish divergence. And you can actually see over here on the chart the higher lows on the MACD as the price kind of goes down like that. And that's pretty much what we've been seeing, right? But lately we've been increasing inside of price, and there could be a possibility that we're forming bearish divergence at the same time. There could be the possibility. Look, if this area on the MACD does not start to break out, then this is confirmed bearish divergence. If it does not start to break out here, this is confirmed bearish divergence, and we're more than likely going to continue to sell off, right? But we need to get that confirmation. We need to see if this MACD starts to break out, right? If that area on the MACD starts to break out, then we're looking at bearish divergence, which is when you see the increase of the price on the chart and then the lower highs on the MACD. And when you actually look here, we're kind of more so doing that than the bullish divergence, because as you can see, we are getting higher lows every single time, and we're also getting higher highs simultaneously. So that is a very important area to watch as well. And also, not to mention, we're also inside of this area on the crypto fear greed index. Like we were in extreme fear over here, and now you can see we've broken out of that extreme fear, but now we're kind of starting to pull back into that extreme fear range. Well, not extreme fear range, but we're kind of in that neutral range where we're about to start pulling back into the fear range. So that's a it's a very complicated time to say the least. So we'll see what exactly happens there. If this continues to increase, then what we could end up seeing is Bitcoin breaking out and heading towards this level up here at about 79K. I'm still on the bullish side of things. I'm still leaning more bullish than anything, but I'm not going to be stupid, right? I'm not going to be like, oh no, it's just going to stay bullish, stay bullish, stay bullish. No, but I'm watching this because it's very important for you to know what's happening next. You don't always want to be leaning too far on one side, but I'm still bearish here. I still think this is a bull trap. This is still, no matter what you call it, this is a bear flag. Like this is an actual technical pattern. Like look up a bear flag for yourself on Google. You will see like this is an actual pattern, and we're actually going through that bear flag. So I'm not wrong in the sense of saying that this is a bear flag. But remember, a lot of these, not a lot of the technical indicators or the technical patterns, but sometimes with these technical patterns, the opposite of what you would expect to happen happens. And we've seen it time and time again, but most of the time, they're accurate. Like the ascending triangle here, accurate temporarily, right? We had an ascending triangle here and it was temporarily accurate. And with this ascending triangle, it was essentially a bull trap. It broke out of the ascending triangle here and it created a bull trap. It got rejected at 97K and then it dumped because not only was it in an ascending triangle, it was also trading within a rising wedge. And that rising wedge is also none other than a bear flag. So bear flags and rising wedges look almost exactly the same, and they're pretty much the same pattern, right? The rising wedge just starts to close in more than the bear flag, but it's pretty much the same pattern when you think about it. And we're starting to look at what's happening right now, and it's looking very much. It's not looking like a bear flag. It is a bear flag, right? It's not just looking like it. It is that. But anyways, we went over the 4-hour chart, and then what makes me feel like it could end up breaking out at this range here is just when you look at the percent R trend exhaustion. If we have the long-term trend continuing upwards alongside the short-term trend, then we could have a massive breakout upwards. But again, what happened the last time? When we seen the short-term trend breaking out, it went far too high and it ended up pulling back because it was overbought. And then the long-term trend pulled back with it. The same thing could easily happen now. We could see both of these trends starting to pull back downwards. The same exact thing is possible now. It doesn't always have to play out inside of the opposite direction, right? And then on top of this, if we were also to come here and look at the weekly chart here, let's pull this up. So here we go. We have the weekly chart here. And when you look at the, let's take off all of these drawings actually, because it looks a little messy. So, I've been mentioning this a lot. Obviously, this right here is the head and shoulders, and then that causes it to push down lower. But then when you look at the percent R trend exhaustion on the weekly chart, it does look like it wants to recover. But this is what we do inside of these bear markets. Like it bull traps people. And then this could easily continue downwards. So yes, we could see a breakout followed by another massive pullback. And this is how they bull trap people. And I'm trying to tell people this because I think that this is a bull trap. And look, let's say we end up defying all odds, right? Wait, I don't want to take off all that. I want to take off some of it. not all of it. Leave all of that in there. Take out all of that. So I've mentioned this before. I was saying if we have a massive breakout, there's a possibility that we can get up to 80K. If we break past that, then what we really have to look at is the previous highs of this last run, which was around about 97K. And then on top of that, the highs over here, which we have around 108K. Definitely go back and watch all my Bitcoin videos. You're going to see me mentioning this type of stuff. We could hit the top of this trend line and then have a massive dump lower for the rest of the year, right? And that's not too far fetched, because if you come all the way back here and you look at what we did time and time again, like we did this leaving out of 2017 going into 2018, we had that massive breakout here in 2019, right, followed by a massive pullback. So we thought the bull market was going to start up again, but we were bull trapped and it went all the way back down to 4K, right? So that is why you have to be extremely, extremely careful. Went all the way up to like 14K, all the way back down to 4. So that's a pretty big drop when you look at it on the scale of like percentages. So the bull trap scenario is not out of the window yet, right? We have not dispelled the bull trap scenario. I think this is still possibly a bull trap, right? So that's just how I'm looking at it. Other people might think it could be different. If you look at everybody, literally everybody in the crypto market is super bullish. Look at all of the people making videos on YouTube talking about crypto on Twitter. They're all super bullish. And someone just commented in my comments talking about altcoin daily. Altcoin daily is super bullish, right? But I'm not super bullish right now. I'm not. Even though it does look like we could have a slight recovery, like a relief rally. You know, the relief rallies are always in the playbook, right? We've been talking about relief rallies the whole time. But these little lightly red shaded areas here are relief rallies. We're going through on right now. These lightly red shaded areas on the MACD, these are all relief rallies. And if you zoom out, you can see right here, relief rally, boom. Right here, relief rally, boom. So the real question is this relief rally going to be bigger than the last one? And are we going to immediately dump after that relief rally? That is the real question that you should probably be asking yourself. Is how far is this relief rally going to go before the next dump? Not, should I put all in right now because crypto market's about to take off? Like, yeah, if it takes off, it takes off. And if you miss it, you miss it. But you don't want to get in on a false rally right before that false rally does a rug pull, completely dumps, and screws everybody over. This is still a possibility. And yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting to see if that happens. Again, me personally, I think confirmation is at about 75K here, and you only have confirmation to ride this from like 75K up to like 79K. Like you really don't have that much leeway. That's barely even a pump. Like that's the only confirmation that I see. If it breaks out above 75K, I only see it going up to there. And then after that, you got to wait and see what happens after that. And that's literally only a 6% gain. So it's a very risky game to be looking at it from that perspective. So that's why I'm gonna sit on my hands and I'm gonna wait until we see this play out in the long run. But I still think this bear flag should be bearish. It does look like we want it to pull back harder here on the percent R trending option. So I wouldn't be too concerned about this. But hey, if it breaks out, it breaks out and you miss it. But it's better to miss a trade rather than losing a bunch of money on the downside. But look, if you're long term in Bitcoin, like all you got to do is buy some now. If it drops, buy some more. If it goes up, buy some more. Whatever it does, if you're long term, none of this matters. If you're short term, then you really should be focused more so on the short term gains and not the long term. So you just got to get those priorities in line. Also, another way that we could look at this, another perspective, could be the double top scenario. Boom, 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 boom. Double top. Double tops are bearish signals, bearish double tops. So this could be a double top scenario here. So we'll have to see if that is true. So it's only a matter of time. We'll have to wait and see. But until then, this is pretty much all we can do. But if you look at all the people here on Twitter, like you're gonna see so many people are super bullish, right? You don't want to be too bullish, but then you also don't want to be too bearish. And I don't like scrolling on Twitter when it comes to YouTube. Like this is why I like to do my streams on Kick, because you can come across some stuff on YouTube that are on Twitter that'll get you banned real quick on YouTube. Like just random stuff. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You see some crazy stuff on Twitter. Like you can see real crazy stuff. But anyways, this is someone who's mentioning Bitcoin dominance, saying Bitcoin dominance just printed a textbook pattern. Bearish head and shoulders flashed, potential neckline retest, plus dump incoming, position accordingly. So I think, yeah, I mean that's another scenario. I mentioned the bear, not the bear and shoulders. I mentioned the head and shoulders early on in the video. So that's a possibility. And yeah, this is another thing that this person is talking about. So this is more what I'm leaning towards, something like this. Let this thing load up. So yeah, I'm leaning more towards the charts like this, coming up here 73K, possibly pumping up to 79/80K, then getting bull trapped from there, and then continuing this downtrend, and then just being flat for the rest of the year, trading sideways. That's kind of how I'm looking at it. But yeah, it could go either way at this point though. It could go either way. And look, both of these are bear flags. Both of these are bear flags right here. So I didn't think I'd see as many people being super bearish on here. Most people are being super bullish. This person is saying the final bear phase is here. The next 30 to 60 days may shock you. Turn on notifications, blah, blah. So yeah, we'll see when it bottoms out. We can't really predict exactly when it bottoms out. So that's one thing I would say that we might not be able to do. Don't be too bullish on Bitcoin yet. Okay, so I did not expect this many people to be super bearish here on Bitcoin right now. So yeah, we'll have to see. Everybody has a different opinion on it right now. Everybody has their own opinion on what's going on inside of Bitcoin. So this is another opinion right here. Like I said, the double top scenario, it is looking like a double top. So we'll see if we get pulled back there. All right. But as of all the altcoins, they're all looking really good. I'll make a whole separate video for the altcoins. Let me know inside of the comments if you made it this far. Let me know in the comments what you want me to go over next. So if you made it this far, I'll go ahead and cover whatever you want me to, as long as it's not a low cap scam coin. All right. Especially if you're a member of the channel. If you want to become a member of the channel, go ahead and become a member of the channel. And members, give me those recommendations. Let me know what you want me to go over. Like, I want to see y'all, every single day, put a comment in one of my videos. Even if I didn't make a video for that day, put a comment in one of the older videos. Say, hey, Marcellus, can you go over this? Because, like, members, y'all are members. I'll go over whatever y'all want me to go over. And we are seeing big numbers in the altcoin market. So yeah, I'll definitely go ahead and do technical analysis for a lot of different things for you guys. So shout out to the members of the channel. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. And yeah, as always, I'll be back with, well, actually, no, before I end the video, go to kick.com/Marcellus. Hit the follow button, because I've been consistent on Kick. And one thing Kick does not do is they don't save your they call it VODs, right? They call them VODs, but they don't save them if you're not verified yet. And you have to do a bunch of stuff to get verified. So when you come here, you're not going to see a lot of streams. You're only going to see one. They don't save them. After like 2 weeks, they delete them all. That's why I've been reposting all my Kick clips onto YouTube. This video I'm making specifically for YouTube. But if you really support me, come here to follow me on Kick. I'm gonna be streaming live here almost every day on Kick. But the vlogs, the VODs, they're not gonna stay up here because They only have like a two week time on there, and then they all get deleted. But yeah, I've been pushing hard on Kick, but I haven't really been growing like that. And this verification is gonna take extremely long if I don't get people to support me on here. So yeah, help me get verified on Kick. So yeah, anyways, shout out to you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. As always, I'll be back with another video.